friends. How are you today? So, I may be talking the obvious, but I feel it needs to be addressed anyway. I'm calling this blog post messages, messages everywhere because I don't know about you, but I am bombarded with messages, voicemails and emails and text messages and LinkedIn Messenger and Facebook Messenger and all the stuff, right? It is really hard to keep track of. And I really want to keep track of the people that are important to me. But it's also knowing that a lot of the messages that I get are not in the way that I like to receive information. It's really, really overwhelming the amount of like messages that come to each of us every day. I know I'm preaching to the choir here because you probably get the same amount that or more than I do. And it's that reality of I need to turn it off sometimes. Because much like I talked about a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was just last week, about really parenting our phones and putting them to bed, we also need to parent our emails if they are not making us productive. There are lots of productivity sheets that talk about the sheer nature of how multitasking isn't doing any of us any good. And if we really, there's something called the Pomodoro effect. And really, if we want to do any kind of heavy thinking, we need to be able to concentrate for a set amount of time. Their studies show 25 minutes, put a timer on it, turn all your other devices off. Your phone, close your Outlook. I don't know about you, just the little, I can see it right there. Just the little sign that there is mail in my inbox right now will distract me and make me feel like I need to go check that and it's a piece of junk. So, what about you? How easily are you getting distracted? And do the people that you know and love know how to communicate with you best? If not, you might want to tell them. Anyone that knows me knows that I don't like really, really long text messages. I have people in my life who love to text and put 5 different subjects in a particular text message, and I don't know what to respond to. So I just say yes. Or I don't respond at all. I just put like a thumbs up or a heart emoji on it because it's just too overwhelming for me. I have input as number one in my CliftonStrengths, and that much information, my eyes start to gloss over and then I just shut down. So I have to give myself the things that I need to be able to be in that quiet space to get to the creative aspect or to show up in the way that I want to show up for my particular clients. So that's just, it's a simple and very overlooked message. But if you're missing the mark with your clients, with your friends, with whoever is important to you in your life, your colleagues, maybe it's paying attention and then even asking the question, am I communicating in the way that you like to be communicated to? What would be if more effective for you? For me, if it's a really long message that I need to respond to, I would much prefer an email. How about picking up the phone and giving me a call every once in a while? Years ago, I actually had this conversation with a group of emerging leaders. And I said, be mindful of people communicate in the way that they like to be communicated to. Some people want an old-fashioned kind of conversation, especially on truly complicated issues. So what I do is I will send a quick text and say, hey, you have 5 minutes. One of the people just happened to be the planning department of a municipality. One of the people in the group said, ooh, don't do that. And I said, oh, tell me more. What is it that I did? What is it? What nuance didn't I get that's related to you, that's specific to you? And she said, if I got a text message from someone that said, do you have 5 minutes? And there's no context with it, I would think that I was in trouble and something was wrong. And like this was an emergency. And I said, oh, so what if I put in the message, do you have 5 minutes? I need to talk about X, Y, and Z. That extra little phrase. She said that would be much better. I would know how to show up. all the communication nuances are really, really important to understand. And it's paying attention to, like, if you're like getting messages that you're not gravitating to, they're not communicating to you in the way you want to be communicated to. And then it's the same way with other people. If people are like retracting and avoiding you or whatever else, it's paying attention. Are your messages landing in that way with that particular person? Some people want the encyclopedia, some people want the 5 bullets, 5 pages, 5 bullets. It's figuring out, what do they just want the who, what, when, where, why, how, or do they need all the information? You ask them what time it is, they want you to tell them how to make the watch, all the stuff. It's being mindful and being very individualized in your communications. Look, it's something simple, but it's something that is extremely important. If we peel it back, the common denominator in all challenging situations, it's communication at the end of the day. Have some questions about this? Don't hesitate to reach out. I will see you soon.